I think Madge is a very brave person.
Yes, I have a tremendous admiration for her.
Well, if Madge doesn't care, I certainly don't.
Neither do I. All I know is that it's...
Heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak, and I seem to find the happiness I seek when we're out together, dancing cheek to cheek. Heaven, I'm in heaven, and the cares that hung around me through the week seem to vanish like a gambler's lucky streak when we're out together, dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I'd love to climb a mountain and to reach the highest peak, but I don't enjoy it half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I'd love to go out fishing in a river or a creek, but it doesn't thrill me half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. Come on and dance with me. I want my arm about you. The charm about you will carry me through to heaven. I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak, and I seem to find the happiness I seek when we're out together, dancing cheek to cheek, cheek to cheek, cheek to cheek.
P. That ends part one. Now we're in part two, and that's good. Part two is not nearly as well drawn as part one, by the way, which is unfortunate. Part two, our story so far. Garfield the cat has unleashed Buzzy, who has slaughtered such beloved characters as Dennis the Menace, the girls in apartment 3G, Little Orphan Annie, Beetle Bailey, Marmaduke, and Snuffy Smith. Meanwhile, the two-headed Dondi wreaks havoc, and Buzzy's adversary, Pussface, has accidentally strangled Garfield. We're going to have to pick up the pace here, I guess. Page 1, panel 1. Buzzy the Buzzsaw, in the form of the shark from Jaws, is seen menacing a swimmer, and the caption reads, "See, saws." See, there's a movie about Buzzy coming out. And they built temples for his lurid worship, is panel 2. Buzzy overlooking a temple being constructed. Even the very constellations seem to reflect the Buzzy phenomenon, and as a matter of fact, Professor Panagopoulos makes an important discovery briefly preceding his precipitous demise. Great Scott, a configuration hitherto unguessed. Woof! And Buzzy destroys him before he has a chance to reveal that the entire universe is becoming Buzzy. Deep in space, the sun muses, how can I cause some mischief? Aha! He sees a space probe. He burns it to a crisp. He burps. And then the Buzzy constellation burps and destroys the Earth, or at least so it seems. Actually, it just covers the Earth with radiation. Meanwhile, Buzzy muses in the Silly Boy Lounge, nursing a tall mug of cool suds. Ha ha ha, I have the funniest feeling something strange is about to happen. And a winking female wearing a buzzsaw outfit is winking at him. And the jukebox is playing Shangri-La, Shangri-La by the Kinks. And we see in the panel, in page 3, that the entire universe is, in fact, a gigantic buzzsaw, or at least the map of the universe is depicted as such. Personalities from all works of cartoon life become involved in Buzzy mania. Curses, I'll sue, I'll amend the Constitution, says Mr. Prohibition. This is not a retreat, this is merely a strategic withdrawal, says Uncle Sam. Andy Gump is in heaven, and of course he's President of the United States. Here in heaven I'm as happy as a clam. Oh, Min, an aspirin, please, he says as he drinks his tall drink, smokes a cigar, and answers 2 telephones at once. The Statue of Liberty is saying, bring me your poor, tired, huddled masses yearning to be free, etc., but be sure to bring Buzzy, sigh. And of course she's in love with Buzzy. And Buzzy has some flowers for her, and he's tipping his hat at her. Ensemble, a man driving a buzzmobile. The man is saying, aren't these choke Buzzy fashions absolutely delightful, Deirdre? Oh, absolutely, Aaron, says she. And the man in the car says, hey, baby, you are Buzzy-rific. In the next page, meanwhile, back at the Silly Boy Lounge, Pussface arrives at a revelation. Boy, is my face red. I've been seated beside my deadliest adversary for hours, unknowingly. If only I can get a shot at him. In a move born of drunken bravado and sheerest desperation, Pussface strikes. Lucky I brought my hand cannon, says he, and he shoots Buzzy. The news is soon, too soon, quite rapidly disseminated. The good and bad Dondies are in the role of a newsboy. Wuxtree, feline fells fiend. Goodwill says, paper, sir? Badwill says, give me $1. A man is seated in front of a television set, falling asleep. Looks as though the buzzsaw-inspired reign of terror has ended thanks to the actions of a courageous, cool cat called Pussface. Even on the street, the same people, the man, the woman, and the guy in the car. The new Pussface look is groovy, don't you think? She says, wearing a cat mask. You bet, says the man, also wearing a cat mask. And the man in the car is going, oh, baby! And he's driving a Catmobile, which purrs as it goes by. Finally, in the Silly Boy Lounge, Uncle Sam is saying, Andy, I'm a mite sorry the little fellow's gone. And Andy, that is to say Andy Gump, who is of course an angel, is saying, why sure, forgive and forget, why bear a grudge? The caption reads, but is Buzzy dead? Has Buzzy truly perished, or did he later awake only to discover his horrendous injury, a big piece of him missing? And did he guess as he flew away that a new complication had just arisen? He splits off into two separate pieces. Two buzzsaws, one evil, the other, who knows? And the good Buzzy says, that lecture on secular humanism sure was swell. Now I think I'll go to the museum and look at pictures of trees and try to meet a pretty girl to show my poetry to. And Pussface is thinking, instead of stopping the menace, I created a greater one. Boy, is the egg on my face. And the two-headed Dondi is thinking to himself, the bad Dondi is dying. The head is shriveling. And the good Dondi is saying, please, Mr. Big Buddy, help Bad Will get well again. Meanwhile, the evil buzzsaw is flying into deepest outer space. And the woman that we saw earlier wearing a cat mask is saying, then I even did yoga and meditation, but with Buzzy gone, it wasn't the same, you know? And the good buzzsaw is saying, lie down and tell me about it. And Pussface is walking down the street, and again, the buzzsaw mania is well, I guess as we close out here, we got 5 more minutes to do the comic Necromicon. Isn't that always the way? Anyway, part 3 is not as descriptive, I guess, so it should go easier. So it's part 3 of the comic Necromicon. Yeehaw! It's another thrill and action adventure with Pussface the Cool Cat in The Cool Cat at the Kit Kat. Hey, baby, way I see it, he says while talking on the phone. Why stick your neck out? Why, you... Hey, it's your funeral. See if I care. You'll be sorry. You too. Same to you. And another thing. Boo! Ha! That was just a little surprise, he says on the phone. I'm sorry I can't come to the phone now. At the sound of the beep, please leave your name and number. Pussface in a montage. Feeling extra good today, looking sharp. Gonna ask my agent to find me a job. Something kind of easy, not too hard. Mattress tester, sleeping in the yard. Staying loose as a goose, riding on the back of an old caboose. What's that, he is? You want me to sing tonight at the Kit Kat? Sure thing. One night only, see Pussface the Croon Goon at the Kit Kat Lounge. Well, I'm the type of guy who picks at this and that, but this is no lie. I'm as happy as a cat. Sorry to get all personal on you folks, but I was drinking and thinking back to the old neighborhood just now. Look at Pussface. Listen up, you swine. The singing sensation. Isn't he just divine? Say 2 pigs in a barnyard. They're throwing money at Pussface now. He's being televised. And He's saying, "Thank you. You're too kind. Really, you are. No coins, please. I say, must you throw measly quarters when my greatness demands $100 bills?" Meanwhile, back at the old neighborhood, the snakes are laughing at him. Pussface is doing a public service announcement. "Hi, kids. This is Pussface, the Kroon-goon here, to tell you like it is about what happens to kids after they play with too much drugs. Why, look at me. I never used drugs, and I'm as strong as an ox and half as smart. Ha ha. Drugs are icky. Drugs are dumb. Drugs? No thanks. How do you think I got to be the idol of millions? By using drugs? No siree. So you see, seriously, kids, it don't play to pay with Whoops. Go get lunch, cat. Okay, roll it. Take 1,130. Think you can get it this time, Pussface? Sure then, Daddy-o." On the next page, Pussface says his girlfriend, "You are all fucked up." And he says, "Fuck you." And he begins to transform into a dripping candle and says, "Ha ha ha, I'm dripping in goo." His girlfriend drags him away and says, "Definitely a case of arrested development." Pussface does a public service announcement. "This is Pussface ordering you to order now before our phones go out of order. Dial ZZZ1000. And his girlfriend is saying, "Psst, I don't know how Elizabeth put up with you. Psst, that's an order." Pussface is seen as a jack-in-the-box confessing to his priest. "So anyway, Father, that's how it all got started." He's seen talking to a psychiatrist after having had a lobotomy. "So anyway, Doc, that's essentially what landed me into this fix." How sad. This major celebrity is obviously completely mad. And now Pussface is appearing on a talk show. "So anyway, I feel so much at peace with myself ever since I saw new health products." "Well, that's about all the time we have. Let me know what your next gig is so I can plug it, okay?" Finally, the final page. "Hi, this is Pussface here telling you how to be sitting pretty on a mound of kitty litter. All you have to do is call KITKETY. Cheapest in town, that's why we deliver. 100% kitty litter." And he's advertising, "Be here now, kitty litter." And a little boy is saying, as he looks at the poster which bears this advertisement, "Mama, can I toot Pussface?" "Somebody ought to, but really, Junior, couldn't you at least wait until you're in knee pants and old enough to cross the street by yourself?" And on that fateful day, caller on line 00. "So put 'em on." And the little boy says, "Hello, Pushface? You stink. I'm going to come to your house and toot you 'cause you've been bad." "Now leave us not be hasty, my good man." "I make oo fly down a staircase with a razor blade." "Junior, put down that phone. Whoever this is, I'm terribly sorry. Junior!" And of course the story begins all over again with Pussface answering the phone. And that ends the comic Necromicon. Tune in next week for our presentation on Cafe Cabaret of Meet the Wife, starring, of course, as ever, the wrong hero. You are tuned to Cafe Cabaret. This has been number 300, the comic Necromicon, featuring the wrong hero. Don't forget that party at 13 Alston Street on Saturday night, February 22nd, in Union Square in Somerville. Thank you all for tuning in. Sure do appreciates it, sure do. Okay, end already. Jeez, this tape. Is it ever going to end? Come on, hurry up. I've got all day here. What do you think this is? Well, anyway, this is the wrong hero bidding you adieu. Be sure and see us at the Cafe Cabaret of the Oddly Normal in Providence, Rhode Island at AS 220 on the first Saturday of every month. That's where the wrong hero regularly appears in live performance. So there. For all you people who think, oh, the wrong hero is a washed-up has-been, forget it. Forget about it. I'm doing, say, Of course, I was doing like 8 shows a month a couple of years back, but hey, live and learn. What can you do? What can you say? I'm just a busy guy. I'm a sick man with no time to